and I am very excited for our special guest. And just to let you know, we have about 45 minutes with Trish, and so we're going to have a quick discussion, and then we're going to open it up to the fans, and there's a microphone in the middle of the aisle, and so you can, when the time is right, we're going to call you up, and you can ask some questions. So think about that, and we'll have a little bit of fun today. Are you ready? All right, well, I am very, very proud and honored to announce our special guest for today, WWE Hall of Famer, Trish Stratus.
Hey guys, what's up?
Thank you, Trish!
Hey, you're welcome. Hi guys.
I'm already in San Antonio.
I can see myself. That's gonna be distracting.
Yeah, don't look there.
I'm gonna look at this. How are we doing today? You stressed out already? All right then.
All right, well, in 30 seconds, we're already losing it. So we have an amazing San Antonio crowd today.
Yes.
And you have started your Bad Girl signing tour. How does that feel to be back in San Antonio
Want
and
to hear
connecting to the
a
fans?
cool little backstory? Okay, so I retired in 2006, back in the day. Had my babies, made my businesses, blah blah blah. And Lita, my bestie, former bestie, Lita, she was doing autograph signings. She said, "You got to do these with me." But I was like, just like in mommy mode and yoga mode, and it just wasn't there, right? So we finally decided, you know what, let's do this. I inducted her into the Hall of Fame. I was 2013, she was 2014. I inducted her to the Hall of Fame. We remember that, right? Yeah. And then we're like, you know what, let's do this. My son was 6 months at the time, and I was like, okay, we're going to be ready as a mom to leave your baby for the first time. And so we planned a tour with primetime appearances. This is our big booking agency. The first stop, so it was kind of just full circle, because my first stop on that tour, getting back on the road and getting out and meeting the fans, was San Antonio. And so to come back now to San Antonio was like a full circle moment, because you guys are so amazing. And you guys love wrestling, right? Yeah! And you love Trish Stratus, right? Yeah! Thanks, guys. So it's great to be back. And honestly, it's so beautiful here. And when I came here, I went to the Alamo. I stopped there, and then I was like, there's that river walk. And there's like Legoland. I'm like, I need to bring my kids. It's so family friendly here. It's really great here. So, and you guys have been amazing. So thank you for welcoming me and coming today as well.
Amazing. We're going to show cheers after every answer. So besides the river walk and you saw the Alamo and the wrestling fans, what is perhaps one of your favorite things about San Antonio being here in Texas?
You guys? My Stratosperience, my San Antonio Stratosperience. Yes, there's been no shortage of you guys showing up this weekend. And I'm just, it's honestly, and it started back in the day when I retired, and that first signing tour, I had been away for so long. I was like, is anyone ever, do they care still? Will they come out and see me? You guys came out, and then same thing here. You guys came out to see me, and it's cool because now, and I know I was supposed to come in January. Some of you might have, I was in San Antonio, or there was thank you very much, Royal Rumble and the WrestleCon thing. Supposed to do that, my daughter gets sick, so thank you for understanding. But the cool thing is, she was fine. Just couldn't leave her at that moment, she was sick, she needed her mama. But the cool thing is now I got to come back 6 months later, and then I had all this wrestling that I got to go back and do. So now to get all these stories of everyone who had been watching me for the last 6 months, it's very cool. And the neat thing about these autograph signings is meeting a dad, for example. It's like, oh my God, I grew up watching you, so good to see you. Then he shows me his kid. He's like, and now my kid is watching you. So to be able to be entertaining still at this point, 20 years later, 23 years later, which is insane since I debuted, is pretty remarkable. And to have these stories and personal connections. And I had someone, that showed me pictures when they took a picture of me in the San Antonio live event, or, it's just so cool to have these moments and these connections. And just even in Texas, right? You're like, everything's drivable, it feels like in Texas, right? So meeting all you guys, it's been fantastic. So I feel blessed, you guys.
Well, you
went applause.
You don't want her mad. So you alluded to, again, this big return. It's been a big year for you. And, you know, we were all so excited, and many wrestling fans were surprised that you came back
And stayed.
and stayed.
That was the part that got people, right?
And you've had such an incredible few months. And so what was that decision, that thought process, because I know you have young children, you have a family, to come back to WWE and the wrestling world and get in the ring, and we'll talk about that in a bit.
Well, initially, so Becky and I, we go way back to like, I guess it was maybe 2022, I think it was. And WWE came to Canada. There were some Canadian live events. And they asked me to come and host the events. And I knew Becky was on the show. She was a bad guy at the time. And I knew we were gonna have some interaction. So we just kind of started a little Twitter war, a little social media war. People were like really digging it. But you know, and sometimes you do these cons, you do these panels, and you say, oh, who do you want to see me face? And like, oh, you gotta go back and face so-and-so. I'd always heard Sasha Banks, to this day, people like,
yes.
right? And so because we had that interaction in the 2018 Royal Rumble with that moment, and people were like really like clung onto that, and I do believe that would be something pretty magical. But that's kind of it was a fantasy match for people, for many people for many years. And I never really heard, oh, I'd love to see you and Becky Lynch. No one really said that to me. And maybe like Lita had heard that because there's sort of like, similar vibe. But when we went at it for that live event and had that sort of Twitter war, people were like, oh, this is good. And she was kind of, she's punny, I'm punny. It kind of worked out. And then it translated really well to the house show, to the live event. And then we kind of thought it would be fun if we got together. But at the time I had said, like every time I go back, and really since my retirement, anytime I had gone back, it was about having to check a few boxes, right? It's about, is it something different? Will I entertain the fans? Will I have fun? Will I be challenged? And will I do something more for the business? Will I have left a mark and leave something better, for the business? And so this particular time, Becky basically called me up and was like, hey, I'd love to work you at WrestleMania. What do you think? And I was like, So I got my ring and I was like, let me just make sure I can wrestle still. That's the number one thing, check that box first. And it was just supposed to be a little like WrestleMania appearance and, oh, hello, who's coming down the aisle there? It was, and it really just stuck, and we, made the storyline, and I kind of said, I'd like to do something different, and different meant I want to do more than just like one and done, which is normally what the Hall of Famers and the veterans come back and they do one and they're gone. But you can only do that if you can go, right? If you can perform, and I always said I don't want to come back and give you like, I'm going to give you 60% of Trish Stratus, you're going to love it, I want to give you 100%. So when I made sure that I could like deliver full on, I was like all in. And it just, like I said, the storyline kept extending, and I just said, I want to go back as that guy though. I think people were waiting for heel Trish for a long time, and so to bring back heel Trish, that was super fun and challenging for me as a performer, but I think fun for you guys as well. So that made the difference, and it was just great, enticing storylines, and working with Becky was an absolute dream. She was amazing.
Awesome.
And I mean, this match that you had your first, at Payback, you had your first steel cage match against Becky Lynch, and this was a historic moment. People are still talking about this match. And what was that moment for you to know that this was going to be, again, you were a trailblazer in women's wrestling, and so to have another moment you can attest to the work that you do for the industry?
That's really cool because, I mean, honestly, this run was really special because I got to do a lot of things that I wasn't just, and I say I wasn't able to do last time, like, or when I did my run, because it was not available. Those opportunities were not available for us as female performers. Everything from a ladder match to a steel cage match to performing in Saudi Arabia, to even, believe it or not, there was a moment where when one of our matches, we were by the announcer's table and I'm like, I've never stood on the announcer table before in my whole career. Like, it's just like a little silly thing, but like it was like, oh, that's what the guys do. You guys can't do that. Leave that for the guys. It was always leave that for the guys. So I was like, I'm getting up on this table right now. And it was really cool to be able to do that, to be able to do these moments and have these moments and put it as part of my legacy, but also to show women, and it's pretty cool to say show women of my age, like to go back and if you do, the due diligence, take care of yourself and do all the things you need to do, you can still, do things at this point in life, at this point in your career. So it stood for a lot of things, but yeah, I was very lucky and I feel grateful that I got to go back and do all these things, like just bucket list stuff, like cage match, amazing. And that's for me, the way the storyline went, it had to culminate to that moment. I felt like it was apropos. It really made sense that it kind of finished the feud with a bang, so to speak.
And the last few months kind of align yourself with like Zoe Stark. You've been able to kind of help guide her in a direction and kind of help kind of the younger up and coming WWE Superstars.
Give her the rub.
Yeah, exactly. So how does that feel to be able to give back? Because I know during your time at WWE, others helped kind of set the stage for you to break down barriers and break down those doors. So how does it feel to be back doing the same thing for others?
Well, as I said earlier, checking those boxes, I wanted to make sure, like, obviously, I mean, I don't know if Becky Lynch needs the rub, so to speak. She's Becky Lynch, right? Like, she's good. But when I was paired with Zoe, I was very happy because I was able to do that, and she, you know, helped her just like little things. She'd look at her promos, and she, you know, the timing of things, and she'd be like, does this shirt look okay? Is this gear okay? Just like the little things, because it all adds up at the end of the day when you're out there. So when I was paired with, it really felt good to be able to like give back in that way and have that sort of mentoring role and be able to give her a little bit of what I learned and pass it on to her. So, and you know, there was a Charlotte moment when I went back in 2019 to work with her. These passing of the torch moments, so to speak, or just being a mentor and put in that position and giving back to the business in that regard means so much for me at this point in my career. Zoe's gonna pay for that, by the way.
In what way is she gonna pay for that?
Well, what I'm gonna do.
Well, there's also been a very exciting signee to WWE. I think she just she got out of a beautiful Escalade last night at Fastlane, and Jade Cargill is the new.
What do you think about this?
New person that I'm talking about. So what does that mean for Trish Stratus?
Oh, what does it mean? I don't know. Did you talk to her? Did you say something? Did she say something about me? It's crazy because it's a bit of like a big woman's game right now, right? Like it's like Nia Jax came back, we got Rhea Ripley, Rodriguez was there, right? Okay, that was for Rodriguez? Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Right? Nia Jax, and then we have Jade Cargill that came, and you're kind of like, whoa, like, and I was like, do I even fit in here?
Yes, you do. Does she fit in? Does she fit in?
I have some techniques and some tactics that I think I could work up a girl in the ring. But I'm always up for a challenge. I honestly I do enjoy working. I love, of course I was a heel this time, but my underdog story, my little coming from behind is kind of my thing. It has been my thing for, you know, many years. So like when I was booked, for example, and this is like, you know, behind the scenes information, but when I was booked with Rodriguez, yeah. Raquel and I just, like, she was super excited, and I was just like, I said to her, I was like, oh, too bad you're not the heel and I'm the baby face, just because like that whole, you know, but having being swat around, being thrown around, that's kind of my thing. My body's, I'm used to it. That's like, you know, that being a rag doll for these people, this is what I like to do. I took my spinal cord out for that and away we went. No, you can't do that, don't try that at home, kids. But yes, I love selling. I love working for like the bigger girl. I love making things look crazier than maybe other people make it look, kind of thing, right? So I would look forward to something like that. It would be very cool. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Honestly, I have a gig coming up. I judge Canada's Got Talent is one of my gigs. I'm a judge on that, right? And so I have to step away because I have this obligation. I have I wanted to get my kids in school. That was one thing I want to make sure I was home for September, get my kids in school, right? It's important. I don't like, oh, sorry, Mom, was it wrong? But good luck. Send me a text, FaceTime me later. And so, so that was important for me to step away for that, and then I had Canada's Got Talent coming up. So I stepped away for that. But again, I've been asking people here, like, are you coming back? Do you want to do another run? This is the thing. I'm like, well, it has to be like the boxes it has to check. One is creative. What is the creative? What am I going to come back and do? Is it going to check these boxes? So I always turn it back to people and go, I mean, I might go back, but who should I face? Tell me. I want to know. So who?
Yeah, champion.
Charlotte. You want to see a rematch? Charlotte, right? Rhea Ripley.
Charlotte rematch.
Rhea Ripley. Become champ. Champ. Become a champ. EO, take EO's, whoever, anyone's go.
Jay, there you go.
I like that. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's different. Someone actually suggested that to me. That's so funny you said that. I remember thinking that would be so fun. Trish Stratus, Rey Mysterio. Yeah. Let's go.
I can see it.
Let's go. We're about the same size. Whatever. What's that?
Dom.
I'm mean, inevitably that would lead to Rhea, so I mean, I guess that works.
Judgment Day is also kind of having they're a little messy right now, so maybe we need to put them in the shape
into order, so to
yeah,
speak.
put things in
Yeah.
order.
All right, well, these ideas, keep them coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep
Creative
them
ideas.
coming. Write them down, send them to creative, like, come up with something.
Okay, so we're gonna slowly get a little bit away from wrestling because you mentioned Canada's Got Talent, and I don't know if you watched the U.S. version. AGT, America's Got Talent.
I mean, I think, do we like Got Talent?
Yes.
AGT, BGT, there's like the whole,
There's
yeah.
this whole slew, right?
Yeah.
Have you learned some new talents while judging? Some new things that we can.
I mean, if I watch closely,
see.
I'll be able to open up a beer can with my teeth. I'll be able to throw burning, what does he have? What are they called? When you chainsaws. Burning chainsaws.
Chainsaw, yeah.
Okay. Like, there's stuff that I'm like, what was your day one like? How did you know, like, what made you go, oh my god, you want to try today in the backyard? Like, what? Who does these things? So yeah, it is honestly the funnest job, guys. It is, wrestling's fun, don't get me wrong. It's just easier on the body, this judging thing. Literally, first of all, watching people have their moment, right? Having people know that this is their shot. They've prepared, they're passionate about what they do, they put everything they could into this very moment to put it all on the line, come up on stage. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. I've been there, like, and it's funny because when I first got asked as a judge, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know why I thought I had to be a singer or like a comedian in order to be this. And I was like, I'm just a wrestler though. But when I saw these people and I saw the parallel in their journeys as a performer to come up and, like I said, put it all on the line, perform for these people, and evoke emotion and do all these things that make people go, oh my, I want this person, I want more for this person. And then to be a little part of their journey is so fantastic. And I've had the privilege of having these golden buzzer moments, and my golden buzzer actually won it all last season. So that was pretty fantastic. But to watch them go and seeing what they did to the crowd, and man, it's so amazing. So it's like such a gratifying job, and it makes sense. And I'm with Howie Mandel, we know him, right? Howie Mandel. And we know Lily Singh, remember Lily Singh? And I don't know, you guys don't know Cardinal Official? Do you guys know him? You know that song, so dangerous to Dennis, so danger. Dangerous. Okay, cool. It's mostly in Canada, maybe. But he discovered, you might have heard of Drake. Yeah. Small name called Rihanna. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so he's done some stuff in that world, so he knows that world. So we all sit together, and it's like a lovely family. We love it, like we just all connect really nicely. We all work well as a unit, and we all have our own opinions, which obviously works. And it's just super fun. And it's films in Niagara Falls, like just south of where I live, and it's great. So it's like a really fun little job that keeps me excited and part of people's journeys, which is great.
Do you think there could be kind of a wrestling version of Canada's Got Talent, and who would be on the panel?
Oh, that's a good one. So it's just, are we just finding wrestling's next talent kind of thing?
Sure.
Sure, yeah. Okay, so let's make the panel, guys.
Tough enough, but they have to have like
Get on.
batons and fire.
Okay, but do the people have to bring some sort of wrestling to the table? Yeah, that's the show, right? I'm just trying to talk to the showrunner. What is our pitch? What is our pitch? Okay, so who's on the judging panel? So me, right? We like that?
Number one.
Let's see, personality. We got to think personality. We got to think who we contribute, who's funny, who's witty. Who else? Who?
The big red machine.
The big red machine.
Edge.
Really? Kane?
Yeah, Edge.
Mick Foley. Mick Foley, 100%.
Take her. Shawn Michaels.
Women. Shawn Michaels. Okay, hold on. Mick Foley, Trish Stratus. Give me a woman.
She's not talking to her right now. She's all of this.
You're really okay. How about
Michelle McCool.
Michelle McCool? Tori Wilson? Oh my god, there's so many choices. Who's the funniest girl? Have we heard of
Wilson.
Who's funny? Who's the people that's funny? You know who's? I'll tell you who's good. Ready? Watch this one. Chelsea Green.
Oscar.
Watch the Chelsea Green. She's so
I
funny.
feel like Chelsea Green would just take over the whole panel and get rid of everyone.
Oh, she might, but that's okay. We can have that judge.
She's like the Simon.
Who's that?
She's gonna be Simon Cowell.
She's from Canada. But she won't know because she's gonna go. So me, Chelsea Green, are we okay with that? Okay, Mick Foley for sure. Who's our fourth judge?
Shawn Michaels. Sasha.
Bianca. Should we? Or should we just have Howie Mandel again? Because he's kind of the anchor. No. You got fired, Howie. Okay, we gotta think about that last. We'll
think about it. We'll think about it.
At the end of the panel, we're gonna put it. I like that. Mickie James fun. You know what? The two of us together, entertaining. Let me just say, entertaining.
All right, Todd. Let's go to our showrunners.
I'll send the memo. Can you guys write that up? Yeah, write that up and then send it. Cool.
Have our people call my people, and I'll be hosting. So there you go. Yeah. I'm gonna get my glittery suit going.
You're glittering today. Look at that. Is that outfit good or what? Right? The Barbie vibes?
Yeah, I know. I was going for the Barbie. Barbie host, yes. Do we want to open it for fan questions? Woo! All right. So very nicely line up right here next to this gentleman right here by the microphone. We're going to open it up. All right. There's enough for everyone. No running. No running.
I'll be here all day. No.
We're going to be here all day and have a good amount of time. So we're going to take our time. Say your name, who you are, and then
Tell us what you like to do, like walks on the beach. What's your astrological
what's your astrological sign? And we'll go from there. We'll have some fun. Here you go. First question.
Thank you, Trish.
Hello. Oh, good. That's a good way to start.
I'm Bernard, Doc's father.
Hello.
Before you retired, what was your favorite match in your career?
So that doesn't include my retirement match then, right? Because it was before I retired, you're saying? Okay. Probably, I would say Mickie James and I at WrestleMania 22. Yeah, that was like such a great, we love that one, right? Like the storylines, and it's one of those things where storylines, especially for women, and just storylines in general in wrestling, they just don't go on and on. They just kind of stop and start and forget and stop. And so, yeah, Mickie and I were really proud that we had that storyline. We used to say hashtag longest rivalry ever, but I think maybe me and Becky might have that now, actually. Yeah, loved working with her, loved our crowd reaction at WrestleMania 22, the fact that the crowd was like wanting that so badly. Amazing. It was really fun working with her. She's obviously amazing. So yeah, that's the one.
That was great.
Thank you.
You have to be careful though on the America's Got Wrestling Got Talent panel.
The WGT, you mean? Yeah, whatever.
If you have to be careful.
We might fight each other.
Judges.
No, we love each other now.
Okay.
She's still obsessed with me, but it's okay.
I mean,
she's mad at you. Are you guys obsessed with me?
I think so.
Cool.
Next question.
Hi, my name is Alex. I enjoyed watching you from a little kid, and it's just something that me and my dad bonded over growing up. And
those stories I love. You know what I mean? When I hear that, that means so much to me. When it's like that moment of like, this is why me and my family, me watched you, or my grandmother, or like whatever it is. I love those stories. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. And now I know you probably get a lot of wrestling questions, and the really thing I wanted to ask you on my mind: what is your favorite food?
Oh, that is very nice. Okay, let's go inside the box a little bit. I like that. Okay, are we talking like on a cheat day, or like what kind of food, like what are we doing everyday food? Like what about? Tell me.
All the above.
Okay, so I'm a burger fries girl, like all day long. Like you know what I like. Yeah. And I like a bacon burger. I like to put bacon to me. Is that a Canadian thing? Bacon on your burger? No, that's
I like our bacon.
just making sure. Yes.
Number 5.
What's that?
Whataburger number 5.
That's right. Exactly.
Wait, are you a Whataburger or In-N-Out fan?
Oh, I'm sorry. So Whataburger I've never had in my life. Look at me. Yeah, and so what? Whataburger, huh?
Down the street.
So tell me, is this a big thing? Tell me about this.
Burger chain in Texas.
Okay.
Get the patty melt.
Okay, so I'm gonna Uber Eats it later, or should I go there?
I want to try any outside of Texas.
And I'm ordering the number
It's
5.
allowed in Texas too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've heard of this, Whataburger, but it's like that W sign, right? It's like logo. I've seen it.
That's like a superhero logo.
Wonder Woman. Yeah. Sort of like Wonder Woman as well. I will maybe do that later this evening. So thank you for the recommendation. Thank you for the recommendation. I love that. Okay.
Hello, my name's Robert. So
Hello.
I actually just have one available here.
What did you say? You just had a Whataburger?
Yeah.
What? Which combo? Never.
5 with bacon.
Bacon. Yeah. You were so alike when I saw you. I was like, we were like totally the same person.
Who was your Mount Rushmore of like wrestlers, like all time?
Besides yourself.
I can't put myself in it.
No.
You're the prime of the Mount Rushmore.
Okay, got you. Oh my gosh, okay. So, let's go with, I'm gonna put The Rock on there. Okay, I can't be on it. This is a tough question. And sometimes my answers change because I have like, it's like something like just seen a match or something. Okay, so I'm gonna say The Rock. I'm gonna put Stone Cold Steve Austin on there. Yeah. I'm going to put Alundra Blaze on there. And I'm gonna put Lita on there. There you go. Boom.
I think you got the crowd approval on that one.
Hello, Trish. The question I wanted to ask, like, I know you already said WrestleMania 22, but the one thing I wanted to ask, like, what was going through your thoughts, like, when you were stepping in the ring with Mickie James, fighting for the women's champion? Like, what was the stakes on that?
For that match?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, see, that was cool because Mickie James won her championship for the first time ever in her career, right? For the WWE Women's Championship. So it was very special, a pivotal moment for her. And like I said, even though, you know, not to say she was like a generational, like younger than me and like what I'm doing now, like Zoe Stark or something, but I knew that like I was giving her that moment, you know, and so to be a part of that was very special. But the fans, we just knew that like they were ready for it. It's just like when Becky and I had this cage match. We've told the story, we've taken you on a journey, you guys are invested in it, and you've the ebbs and the flows of this whole story arc, and we come to this moment that we knew it was culminating to, and we knew fans were right there for it. So lots at stake, a lot of eyeballs and a lot of pressure, knowing that this was the moment for that feud, for that storyline. And I mean, I like to think we delivered. I'm just saying. No, it was time for her to win it. It was definitely time for her to win. It was the right call. You know what I mean? In that moment, it was, and she won her championship for the first time. So to be a part of her moment as well means a lot to me. You know, it was great. Yeah.
Well, I just want to say that was a great match right there.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And can we perhaps maybe have, is there some possibility of future matches?
With Mickie James? Or just, I love it. Wouldn't that be so cool? So, I'll tell you guys a story. So, sorry, we'll get you in a minute. Unless this might be your, I might be Rich, remind me, this is your question. Mickie James and I faced off once again at the Royal Rumble. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah!
And funny, the backstory on that is that they put together the match, say more than that, you know what I mean? And we weren't even interacting. She was earlier, I was number 30, and we looked at the landscape of the match, and we weren't even in the ring at the same time. And so we went, and we were like, yo, Trish Stratus and Mickie need to face, like, we need to have that moment. And somebody there said, what moment is that? And we're like Mickie James, Trish Stratus, you know, like, because when we come together, people will be like, oh, wow, and they're like, oh, really? And we're like, yeah, I think so. But they made us go like, I think so. It was a long time ago. Maybe he didn't get it, so maybe you guys won't. So we fought for it. We thought, yes, I think as a wrestling fan, we know that this is a cool moment. So then, of course, the moment happened. It got rejigged. So just a rejigged match. And we ended up having that pivotal moment where we faced off, and the crowd was like, hell yeah, this moment's happening. But you didn't know. I was like, oh man. And you could see this if you watch that match closely. You watch that moment. You see Mickie and I just kind of looking at her like, they're into this. This is so cool. But it was so cool because, you know, people you guys remember, you guys were there, you guys were invested in that journey, and even though, you know, it was so many years before that, but you know it, right? And that's the great thing about wrestling fans is like we were like people are wrestling fans for life. We are invested, we are loyal, and so to have these callbacks, it was really cool. So that moment was really very special. We've talked about that. And then, you know, we ended up working at Evolution as well. But we've talked about that, like if we could come back at this point too, because we're both still doing it. From our era, we're the only two that's still doing it, you know. So to be able to come, you know, and maybe interact again, who knows, you know. I would love that for her to come back in WWE and have just like a better send-off for me, I think would be really great. Does it involve me? I don't, even if it involved me, it'd be freaking great. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of hers, love her, she's a very good friend of mine, so it would be cool. I would like that.
Next question.
Hi, how are you doing today,
Hey, how are
Trish?
you?
I'm good. Welcome to San Antonio.
Thank you.
Well, this is my first time meeting you. I'm a little nervous, but I kind of have two quick questions. A little favor. My favorite is if I was a new wrestler to the WWE and I go with the name Phantom Thief Wrestler and you were scheduled to fight me, how would you intimidate me in the ring?
What was your name? What's your
I'm
wrestling
the
name?
Phantom Thief Wrestler. That would be my wrestler.
Say again?
Phantom Thief Wrestler.
Phantom Thief?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Phantom Thief. First of all, what kind of a name is that?
It's my special name 'cause I'm gonna steal your heart.
Well, unlucky for you is I'm a cold-hearted bitch and I ain't got no heart.
Okay, my first question is, I read online that you teamed up with John Cena between 07 and 22 against Beth Phoenix, I believe?
Yes?
And how was that? Like, what was it like teaming
Did
up
you
with John
see it or
Cena?
you just read about it?
Huh?
Did you see it or did you
I read about it.
You've never seen that moment?
No, I don't watch a lot of wrestling.
Oh, because John Cena, because John Cena was in it, you can't see it. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I'll be sure to watch some scenes on YouTube about
You need
this.
to watch it. Did you guys remember that scene?
I have to watch. I might go to the one on October 20th because he's gonna be
Oh
there.
yeah, you have to be there. Yeah, John Cena's doing a run right now. Like when these legends, like me, like John Cena, when we come back, you need to see that. So you need to get it because it's like this is rare for him to be doing the run that he's doing is super special.
I'll watch a lot of clips.
Yeah, go watch
I'll
it. So 2008, it was 2008. I got the call and they're like, hey, it was in Toronto, and they always call me in Toronto, right? They're like, could you come? And there was a phase where I just was not available, not interested. Not that I wasn't interested. I mean, maybe I wasn't interested, depending on the storyline. That has happened before. But you know, sometimes I wasn't available. I was traveling, I was doing things, I was working, whatever it was. They called me this one particular time and proposed it to me, and I was like, ooh, that's really cool. So I hadn't been even heard from since like I did my retirement, 2006, gone, right? Gone. And so they said, you'd be the surprise of John Cena's. And so it's a main event. I'm tagging with John Cena. I'm facing off against Beth Phoenix, amazing. Santino Marello is amazing, right? He's so funny, right? And he's Canadian as well. And so yeah, so I would just like check the boxes. Check the boxes.
It also mentioned Big Show. I'll make sure to watch that too. Big Show.
What's that?
It mentioned Big Show also, but I got another match.
Oh, that I came back for a Big Show?
Or something like that. Yeah, they defeated Big Show. They defeated you.
I think maybe they were just saying like since I was on the show,
definitely.
it was a Big Show. Because I was on it.
Okay, my second question is,
Anyway, it was a good moment. Let me finish my story.
Yeah, my second question is, whenever you're not wrestling and you have like a free day, day off to relax, do you ever like watch TV or any personal matches in the past, and you see some of your friends be like, oh yeah, that's my girl, don't get it, I'm rooting for you, something like that.
All the
Or
time.
you watch yourself like, hey, that's me.
Do you watch your own matches back on your off days?
I studied myself very closely, which is why I was able to come back from my comeback and be really good, because I've been studying myself for years. Not true. So yeah, listen, I'm a busy mom, I work, I have businesses I run, I'm very busy. As I said to her, I was like, well, I never have off days, actually, ever. But I always keep up with her saying, thank you, social media is great, right? It gives you the right amount of snippets, you get a good grasp of everything. But I love seeing when some of my girls are in these pivotal moments, and particularly when the girls were, the four horsewomen were coming up and they were starting to have these really integral matches that really made, that were just the turning point, right, for women. So, yeah, I always keep my finger on the pulse, for sure. And it's great to see when my girls do great
Thank y'all. Be sure to watch some more wrestling clips on YouTube. And if I ever meet John Cena, I'll tell him you said hi.
Please tell them.
I will. Thank you.
From one goat to another.
Next question.
Hello.
Nice to finally, we had a photo up, but nice to finally officially meet you.
Yeah, nice to see you.
But I just have one question. You keep bringing up family, and with your recent runs at WWE, especially your most recent run, what's it been like being great for your kids to finally be able to see you? Do they care? Not care? Still okay for the match? Whatever. I'm curious.
Well, so Max he just turned 10 2 weeks ago, and Maddie's going to be 7 in January. So just to set the stage on my kids. So they were excited, and I would say only about maybe 2 years ago, they understood what I did, right? So Max in particular came to one day and he goes, Mom, something happened in school today. I was like, oh, what happened? He goes, they Googled me. Which meant they then discovered that I was his mom, right? So the cat was out of the bag, because I kind of made a point of like, sort of like quietly coming, picking up. I mean, I know I have this hair that kind of gives me away at times, you know? But no one really, I don't talk about what I do. You're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm in the yoga fitness business. Hi, you know. Yeah, no, I didn't. It's like if they know, they know, or if they need to know, fine. But you don't really need to know, you know. So Max started to get like people like he would have people stop him in the hallways. He's like, "Is your mom a wrestler?" And like, or even Canada's Got Talent. When that happened, that started to air. People started to get like, "Is your mom a judge on Canada's Got Talent?" So they kind of got it, and it was kind of cool that they got attention from it for sure. My daughter basically, one of the conclusions of this last run was, I don't like when you're mean. So I was like, well, don't watch my shit then. Go watch Blippi or whatever his name is. So I healed out on her as well. I just like to keep him in character mode. Does that answer your question? Cool.
I don't know if I would want you to pick up my kids at school. Like, I feel a little nervous.
But I can shift, like I can be like mom mode if you need me to.
All right, so we have about 5 minutes or so, I want to get everyone's question. So I know this is so much fun, so we'll go a little bit longer, but we just have to make sure that the questions are rapid fire.
Quick.
So
well, it's me. It's
ask
probably
a question.
me with my babbling. Sorry.
You know, and then you'll answer. And so, next question.
Hi there, my name is Paul. Glad to meet you.
Hi, Paul.
Can I just ask one? Which female do you hope gets in the Hall of Fame this year?
Oh God, Victoria. Victoria in the Hall of Fame. Hashtag that. Let's get it going because oh my gosh, she so deserves it. She's contributed so much to this business, and I just cannot believe that she's not in it already. To be honest. Yes.
And second question. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
I mean, anything with peanut butter in it. Peanut butter cups, peanut butter. Anything.
Thank you, Trish.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Next question.
Hey Trish, so my question is, what other finishers would you want to do in the future? Because you did Widow's Peak from Victoria's finisher with the Becky Lynch match. So what other finishers would you want to do?
Oh, that's a good question. I was thinking about doing the mulligan round.
Maybe what?
What do you think? That'd be cool, right? Or maybe I'll steal my bestie's winsole.
Or you can do a Mickie James finisher, maybe.
Was that?
Mickie James finisher?
Nah.
Next.
I mean, all our finishes are dry for me anyway. The big kick, chick kick, hello. Hi, does no one see the similarity there, guys? Thank you.
Thank you. Next question.
Well, it's no secret who I am.
It was no secret at all.
I'm the talent.
Yes.
I'm Cameron. I just wanted to ask Trish, number one, when can you be on my podcast? And number two, will we ever see Trish Stratus in another wrestling company?
Oh, okay. Number one, call my people. Number two, probably not. Next question. Thank you.
Two questions. You were talking about first and always knocking out first in the year. What are some like first that you want to check off the list?
I didn't hear you said actually. There's some firsts.
Yeah, so like you did a steel cage match first time for you. What are some other first things?
Some other like
I know I did everything I've ever wanted to do my whole entire life. So I want to go skydiving. But that doesn't involve. I mean, can we do the first ever skydiving match? And they are going like, oh, get me. Oh.
Let's book it. Let's make it happen.
I like this. Maybe Wrestling's Got Talent would be one of those matches of like,
we're going off-site for the judging.
My second one was like at the start of the ruthless aggression era, you worked with Jeff Hardy. How was that?
oh, that was so cool, and it was too bad that it was cut short because we had this little cute storyline going, and I think people were kind of digging it. And then it got cut short, like you said. It was my fault. I got injured. I broke my ankle. Weak bones. More calcium. And so, yeah, I don't know. It could have been really good. I think we would have been a really good pairing, and I would have loved to have, kind of started to get in the ring and do some of his moves. And I've always liked that aspect where, yeah, and even with Chris Jericho, it's funny because Chris Jericho and I, we had wanted to be a pairing together. And actually, Vince last minute was like, okay, so for months we did the storyline, Jericho and Trish, and then we finally with Trish-topher, see what I did there? Trish-topher. And we finally got to WrestleMania, and we're like, that's the moment we're finally gonna, unite, and the fans are so behind it, and we're so excited because we want to do stuff that people hadn't seen yet, like girl guy energy that basically like we're a tag team, but not like in a ballet role. It's like we're the same. And I'll do your moves, you do my moves, that kind of thing. And then Vince came to us on WrestleMania night. He's like, okay, so for tonight, just a little change. So you're gonna turn heel and go with him. And I was like, what? But, and then we just, okay, cool. And I was into that. So, but it was, Vince, he knows, it was the beginning of heel Trish. And he knew it, he saw it, and it was the best decision ever to turn on Chris Jericho. And then we got to feud with each other, which was cool. So, did I answer your question? Yes. I am a babbler, ladies and gentlemen.
Great question. All right, we're going to speed round. Speed round. Next question.
Hi, my name is Tootie,
Hi.
aka Trish. But my little sister really loves you. Her birthday party was you and Rhea Ripley.
Oh, I love that.
She really wanted me to ask you if you and Rhea Ripley are friends in real life.
So number one, I need a picture of that party.
I don't know.
Well, I put it on social. I need to see it. Tag me. I want to see that. It's adorable. Yeah, that's so cute. I'm into themed birthday parties. I don't know if you guys saw my Apple themed birthday party recently. Very cool, right? When your kid's like, I want an Apple themed birthday. I'm like, an Apple? Like an Apple? He's like, no, like Apple products. I'm like, okay, let me think about this one. But it turned out really good, actually. So yes, I met her actually in the Canadian shows. She was a part of it, and we teamed up against Becky, ironically. I helped her, I came to her aid, and she's great, she was hungry. And I remember at that point, they had nothing for her. She's like, it's so frustrating, you know, like it's like they don't know what to do with me, and we're gonna do this thing, but then everyone I think goes through this thing, and then you find that like, whether it's creatively or whether it naturally or organically happens, it's really cool to see when that thing hits, whether it's a development from creative or organically, it's very cool. So to see her in the position that she's in now, the way they're booking her, and just to see her do her thing and come into her own has been really awesome to watch. She's fantastic.
Thank you.
Who is it, Nolan? Lola. Hi, Lola. Trish Stratus here.
Thank you.
Thanks, honey.
Hello, Miss Trish.
Hi.
First, I want to say thank you, Trish.
You're welcome.
Secondly, I wanted to ask, who's your favorite match producer, and if you would ever get into that?
Fit Finlay, absolutely. He obviously was so pivotal in the Trish Stratus, green Trish Stratus to not so green Trish Stratus, you know? He saw that little something in me, and he really brought it out of me. He was like, I was like, I don't want to do cat fights. Like, I don't want to just like slap and pull hair, and I want to, and I chop and punch. He's like, let's do it. And the thing is at the time, like, no one's gonna notice because no one's paying attention to the women's matches actually, unfortunately at the time. But it was almost like from management, we almost like did it under the radar. You know what I mean? We kind of did it like, let's just go out there and have these matches that are not those typical female matches. And he allowed us to do that. He helped us, and he was just so good with the women at that time and putting together the stuff and bringing stuff out of people, keeping everything very individual between each girl, which is important. You know, like the one thing that's kind of maybe lost these days. There was some, preserving the integrity of individuality, because Lita did the tilt-a-whirl. Most people that do tilt-a-whirl, it's a pretty basic move, but let's keep it for Lita. Just her will do it. It's part of her moveset. You know, like just when you play a video game, they have their moveset, right? So nowadays, I feel like everybody does everybody's moves. Like super kicks to me these days, super kicks are like a clothesline today. It's just like there's like 17 super kicks in one show, right? But he was really good about preserving the integrity of like the movements we did and the characters and things like that. But he's amazing, and many times, the last match I came back, I really wanted to work with him. I worked with Petey Williams from TNA Impact, and he was pretty awesome as well. So it was great to work with him. But Fit Finlay for sure, he's fun away.
Thank you.
Hi.
You went to my stepdad's work and you met you that one time.
Who was that?
My stepdad.
Oh yeah. That was on Friday.
Yeah. That was my stepdad. He was there.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I did San Antonio Living and Daytime on Friday. I came into media, which all of you guys saw, right? Thank you for watching. I'm not sure if you guys did, but that's very cool.
And we wanted to ask you, who's your favorite opponent?
Well, it's so hard. It's so hard for me to give one person. I'm going to give a multiple person answer. Really, obviously Lita and I have the legacy of having, the running parallel career to beginning to end, just having that sort of rivalry that never ended. You know what I mean? No matter when we got into ring, whether on the same side or opposite sides, it was pretty magical. Mickie James and I obviously got to tell those stories that we got to tell. Victoria and I, for me, it was a real, I think the matches we did allowed the women's stuff to really turn the corner. It was kind of like, we're like, okay, we're doing good, the women are having matches, and then we got hardcore, and we just did stuff that we haven't seen, especially in that era. So we kind of turned the corner with her matches, so I love that. Jazz, for me, like, I'm just gonna name everybody, I'm sorry, but like everyone sort of had their thing, right? Like Jazz, it was a great underdog story, but she really made me have to really step up my game because she beat the crap out of me. But you know, she was just so strong and so amazing in the ring. It was like I had to bring my game up to her level. And I'm gonna say Molly Holly is, she was the one who really saw a lot in me as well, and she was very giving. She was like, oh, they're not gonna, this was cool. They're not gonna expect this from someone like you, because there was that stereotype about what Trish Stratus could do in the ring. And so she encouraged me to try a lot of things that people, like, she's like, I know you could do a Frankensteiner or something like that. She knew that I was physically capable of doing it. She's like, do it, you should do it. And she wouldn't do it, like, take it, you know what I mean, from me, so that helped. So there, I kind of answered your question, but in a long-winded, babbly way that I do.
I love it.
I cannot see, I don't have my glasses on.
All right, so
I'm very blind. I can't see any of you.
but I want to make sure that this little one gets a question.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Hello.
Skeleton.
I like your hair.
What's your question, sweetie?
Us and the kids really love you, and we want to say thank you. Thank you, Trish.
Aw, thank you so much.
Thank you, Trish. Thank you, Trish. Thank you, Trish.
Thank you guys. This has been so special. Coming back, love these autograph signings, love these panels even more. To have these moments and really interact and like getting to know you guys and you guys getting to know me a little bit more is great. Let's continue with the table. I'm obviously here for the rest of the day. We have photo ops now-ish, I believe, right? And then after that, I'll be back at the tables around 2:45, like 3:30. I'll be back at the table till the show closes. Come see me. Let's. If you didn't get your question, come bring it to me. Let's do it. All right. Thanks, you guys. Love you guys.